Have you ever wondered what makes certain criminal organizations so feared worldwide? In this video, we'll look into the 10 largest criminal organizations on the planet and uncover how they identify themselves. Get ready for details that might surprise you. If you want to discover which organizations lead global crime, keep watching until the end. Number 3 will shock you, and at the end, I'll reveal some fascinating facts about how these groups identify themselves. Criminal organizations are structured entities that operate outside the law to achieve illicit goals, ranging from drug trafficking to money laundering. These groups often have a hierarchical structure similar to that of legitimate businesses, with leaders, members, and, in some cases, external associates. Their operations are designed to maximize profit while minimizing the risk of detection by authorities. Each criminal group employs specific methods to distinguish itself and communicate both internally and externally. This includes the use of symbols, colors, and unique rituals that serve not only to identify members, but also to assert their presence and challenge rivals and law enforcement. Get ready for an in-depth exploration of these identification methods and their impact on the world of crime. 10. The Crips and the Bloods. Founded in the late 1960s in Los Angeles by African-American youth seeking protection, the Crips evolved from a simple defense alliance into one of the most influential and feared gangs in the United States. With a structure encompassing approximately 35,000 active members and over 800 factions worldwide, the Crips have engaged in a variety of criminal activities, from drug trafficking to gang violence. Their expansion and power were solidified in the 1980s, establishing a significant presence in American organized crime. In response to the growing influence of the Crips, the Bloods emerged as a rival criminal organization formed in Los Angeles to challenge Crip dominance. The Bloods quickly became a formidable adversary, engaging in a prolonged series of violent conflicts with the Crips. This historic rivalry has resulted in a prolonged urban war deeply affecting local communities, with both groups vying for control over drug trafficking and other violent crimes. 9. The Irish Mafia. The Irish Mafia began as a series of street gangs in North American port cities in the late 19th century. Their influence grew significantly during Prohibition, with groups like the North Side Gang in Chicago, led by prominent figures such as Johnny Torrio and Al Capone, making their mark on organized crime. The Irish Mafia infiltrated politics and law enforcement, consolidating their power and extending their influence into broader societal spheres. Although the Irish Mafia in Ireland began operating much later, in the 1960s, its global impact has been substantial. Groups such as the Winter Hill Gang in Boston and the West End Gang in Montreal have gained international notoriety, contributing to the Irish Mafia's enduring image as a powerful force in global organized crime. 8. D Company. D Company, founded in the 1970s by Dawood Ibrahim, has become one of the most feared criminal organizations in India. Known for its involvement in extortion, large-scale fraud, and terrorist activities, D Company has extended its influence beyond India's borders. Ibrahim's connections to the Bollywood film industry and terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda have further enhanced the organization's notoriety, with Ibrahim managing to evade international capture. The organization has been linked to numerous illicit activities, including funding terrorism and arms trafficking for radical groups. By 2011, Dawood Ibrahim was listed as the 3rd most wanted fugitive in the world, and D Company continues to be a key player in global crime, with a network of operations that extends far beyond India. 7. The Hells Angels. Founded by World War II veterans during the post-war motorcycle boom, the Hells Angels are known not only for their passion for bikes, but also for a series of criminal allegations. These allegations include extortion, drug trafficking, and prostitution. Although the club denies these accusations, it has been classified as one of the Big Four motorcycle gangs by authorities, with members involved in serious and violent crimes. The Hells Angels' involvement in the Montreal gang wars, which resulted in numerous deaths and imprisonments, has contributed to their notoriety. In 2019, the Netherlands banned the club, highlighting the extent of their influence and the impact of organized crime at an international level. 6. The Triads. The Triads have origins in Chinese secret societies dating back to the 18th century. During the British occupation and the period of the Chinese Communist Party, these organizations were forced to operate even more clandestinely. The Triads specialize in illegal activities such as drug trafficking, counterfeiting, and prostitution, with strict codes of conduct and secrecy oaths among their members. Despite their clandestine nature, the Triads have maintained powerful and feared global influence. Their ability to operate discreetly and their international reach have made the Triads one of the most enigmatic and formidable entities in global organized crime. 5. The Russian Mafia. The Russian Mafia, with its roots in the imperial period of the 1600s, has left a significant mark on global organized crime. During the Soviet era, leaders of forced labor camps formed the organization we know today. The Russian Mafia is involved in a wide range of illicit activities, including politics, business, narcotics, and the black market. A notable chapter of the Russian Mafia is the organization known as Solntsevskaya Pravda. This group, extremely wealthy and successful, is associated with murders and economic scandals. Russian Mafia operatives are known for their distinctive tattoos and ruthless business methods, cementing their feared and respected reputation in the world of crime. 4. The Cali Cartel. The Cali Cartel, emerging in the late 1970s during the cocaine boom, became one of the wealthiest drug cartels in history. Originating as a splinter faction from the Medellin cartel, the Cali Cartel operated primarily from Colombia, but had an international reach. Its decentralized structure allowed it to infiltrate various societal sectors, including politics and the military. Although the cartel ceased to operate as a central entity following the capture of its top leaders in the 1990s, its impact on the drug market was immense. With multi-million-dollar operations, the Cali Cartel left an indelible mark on the drug trade and how drugs are managed globally. 3. Mexican cartels. Mexican cartels are known for their brutality and militant structure, which has allowed them to remain a dominant force in organized crime. With extremely violent tactics, the cartels have been involved in intense turf wars in Mexico, resulting in numerous casualties among members and civilians. Their ability to intimidate journalists and manipulate elections highlights their power and influence in the regions they control. The involvement of Mexican cartels in drug trafficking and their firm control over their areas of influence have contributed to their reputation as one of the deadliest forces in global organized crime. Their organizational structure and the violence associated with their activities underscore their dominance in the criminal realm. 2. The Yakuza. The Yakuza, one of the oldest criminal organizations in the world, has its roots in Japan's Edo period. Though often described as violent, Yakuza members see themselves as an organization with a code of honor, divided into 4 main clans. Their influence extends through Japanese communities and covers areas such as human trafficking and connections to the financial system. Despite their feared reputation, the Yakuza is known for its rapid response in disaster situations, such as the Kobe earthquake in 1995 and the Tohoku tsunami in 2011. Their ability to provide assistance in critical moments has created an ambiguous image, but their involvement in illegal activities maintains their status as a powerful force in organized crime. 1. The Sicilian Mafia. The Sicilian Mafia, immortalized in popular culture, is one of the most infamous criminal organizations in history. Originating in Sicily in the early 19th century, the Cosa Nostra quickly expanded into the United States and other parts of the world in the 20th century, with activities including money laundering, gang violence, and possible links to high-profile murders. The Sicilian Mafia has maintained its reputation as a formidable criminal organization. Despite international efforts to combat it, the Sicilian Mafia remains a key player in global organized crime. Its ability to infiltrate various institutions and operate from the shadows has made it one of the most challenging criminal organizations to eradicate, with a legacy deeply rooted in crime history. Now that we've explored the top 10 most influential and feared criminal organizations in the world, let's look at a fascinating aspect of their operations: their unique identifiers. These groups stand out not only for their illegal activities, but also for the distinctive methods they use to mark their presence and set themselves apart. From symbolic tattoos to secret rituals and color codes, you'll discover how each group has its own way of making its mark. Get ready to uncover intriguing details about how these organizations identify themselves and gain a clearer understanding of their impact on the criminal world. 10. The Crips and the Bloods. The Crips are recognized primarily by their use of the color blue and tattoos featuring 6 dots, symbolizing the letter C, and their origins in Los Angeles. In contrast, the Bloods use the color red and often incorporate a 5-pointed star in their symbols. An interesting fact is that the feud between the Crips and the Bloods has been so prominent that it has influenced songs and movies, leaving a cultural mark on gang rivalry. 9. The Irish Mob. The Irish Mob uses symbols related to its Celtic roots, such as Celtic crosses and emblems of the Irish flag, and maintains a very strict code of loyalty. A curious detail is that many members have adopted false names inspired by Irish history to protect their identities, helping to keep their presence secret for years. 8. D Company. D Company stands out for its names and nicknames related to Indian cinema and popular culture, and employs secret codes to avoid detection. A notable curiosity is that leader Dawood Ibrahim has been portrayed in several Bollywood films, contributing to his fame and notoriety. 7. The Hells Angels. The Hells Angels are identified by their leather patches featuring a skull with a wings logo and use specific colors on their jackets. An interesting fact is that they have used their public image and events to divert attention from their illegal activities, projecting a facade of camaraderie. 6. The Triads. The Triads use specific tattoos and secret rituals, such as dragon tattoos and Chinese characters that represent rank and loyalty. A curious detail is that they conduct loyalty and skill tests during their recruitment process, reinforcing their culture of secrecy. 5. The Russian Mafia. The Russian Mafia employs distinctive tattoos that reflect rank and affiliations within the group, following strict codes of conduct. An intriguing fact is that many of these tattoos are inspired by traditional Russian symbols and have deep meanings known only to the members. 4. The Cali Cartel. The Cali Cartel used hand signals and color codes to coordinate their activities and mark territories. An interesting fact is that they employed sophisticated concealment methods, such as underground tunnels and coded messaging systems, to evade detection by authorities. 3. Mexican Cartels. Mexican cartels use a variety of symbols, colors, and rituals for identification, with each cartel having its own methods for assessing territorial dominance. A curious detail is that some cartels developed local propaganda, from banners to subliminal messages, to warn or communicate with rivals. 2. The Yakuza. The Yakuza are recognized by their elaborate body tattoos, which have specific meanings about rank and accomplishments, and use rituals and gestures during their ceremonies. An interesting fact is that the tattooing process in the Yakuza is done using traditional techniques, which are a well-kept secret. 1. The Sicilian Mafia. The Sicilian Mafia uses symbols like the Godfather and initiation rituals, along with honor codes that guide their actions. A curious detail is that their influence on popular culture is so profound that their methods of secret communication are frequently depicted in movies and books, keeping their legend alive. We've uncovered the darkest and most fascinating aspects of the world's most influential criminal organizations. From their distinctive tattoos to their secret rituals, these groups have unique ways in marking their territory and maintaining their power. If you have been surprised by what you've learned today, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos packed with intriguing content. Also, leave us a comment below about what other aspects of organized crime you'd like to explore. Your participation is essential for us to continue creating quality content.